My name is William West Hopper. My maternal family has a secret. Well, less than a secret, maybe more of a scar. I'll let you figure it out. Everyone knew about it, just no one knew what to do about it. It's the nasty granny. My mother Peggy was the last of the grandchildren in her family to be stolen at her birth in 1919 from her parents by her grandmother, Mary Diana. Being told her whole life that her parents had died in the Spanish flu epidemic of 1918-1919. A cousin, Mary Virginia, was taken by this same granny back in 1904, and her family has never been the same, even to this day. Grandmother Mary Diana felt that none of her sons should marry outside the family. God forbid bear children with an impure bloodline that is not of the West line. And when they did, like my mother and Mary Virginia, Granny would sweep in with her manservant and took the child out to the family farm, Mount Comfort in Baltimore County, Maryland, to be raised properly. As you can imagine, this caused quite a few problems with her 4 sons and their wives. Mary Diana and her husband George had 9 children. Toward the end of the 19th century, 2 died at a very young age, and the rest survived, 5 boys and 2 girls. The girls never married and became my mother's much adored maiden aunts, and ended up raising her. Think of the classic movie with Cary Grant, Arsenic and Old Lace. 4 of the 5 boys married. 2 moved their families away from Baltimore to be away from Mary Diana. 1, Chauncey, an eternal bachelor, was only married to his money, more a miser who controlled his money even after his death. The other 2 sons dealt with the consequences of their overbearing and controlling mother. One of which is my grandfather, William, for whom I'm named after, whom my mother always thought was her loving uncle, until the night of his death in 1939, when at his deathbed side she was told he was actually her father. As you can imagine, Mary Diana's interference and stealing of children caused marriages to break apart or the wives to go crazy. My mother's parents divorced in September of 1919, just 6 months after she was born. Grandmother Mary Diana was married to a Confederate soldier. I have his diary, War Between the States. His family was one of the founding first families of Virginia, the West family, going back to Lord de la Warr, who came to Jamestown, Virginia, and lived. George was captured during the Civil War by the Union troops and sent to a POW camp in Illinois. He was released by the signature of Abraham Lincoln, whom he hated with a passion. And it is rumored that he was part of the group that cooked up the Lincoln assassination by fellow Marylander James Wilkes Booth. They are buried in the same cemetery, Greenmount, in Baltimore, Maryland. Upon his release, he went to Missouri and married Mary Diana. He moved her to Baltimore, and they stayed married until his death in 1900. So was the loss of her husband George so much to bear that Mary Diana became the crazy, mean granny? Or was she always that way? Why did she feel that the West family was so perfect and pure that she was the one destined to protect the offspring of her sons? Did it have anything to do with the James Wilkes Booth assassination of Abraham Lincoln? Well, those are my questions for Family Secret to find out, and I look forward to working with you on this project in the near future.